Years ago to Chester, Jameer Nelson, the point guard. They're going to run into a dynamic performer at the point tonight. Alfonso Burnett. Gary, you and I both saw him Wednesday against a very good McCaskey team. This guy is really some kind of player.
Alfonso Burnett only goes 5'11", but he's the biggest guy on the floor because he's got eyes seemingly everywhere. And I've often said, the better your eyes, the smaller the court becomes. This kid plays the game on his terms. Every pass that's made, every shot that's taken, every drive that's taken, he takes on his terms. They're going to have to find some way to stop him tonight. Uniontown plays pretty strictly man-to-man. What seemed to bother them a little bit the other night was zone. They may have to use a little zone to try to beat Harrisburg tonight.
Uniontown, Harrisburg. Let's meet the starting lineups and go to the voice of the PIAA, Bob Schellenberg.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and for the final time, welcome to Chocolate Town, USA, the sweetest place on earth, the historic Hershey Park Arena. It's the 2002 PIAA Basketball Championship Finale. In the second half of tonight's championship doubleheader, it's the Boys Quad A Championship representing the West, a record of 30-1, the Red Raiders of Uniontown. And representing the East, a record of 30-3, the Harrisburg High Cougars. And now, let's meet the starting lineups. First of all, for Uniontown, head coaches David Schuck, assistant Richard Bierbauer, and Rob Kazmarski. Here is the starting five for the Red Raiders. Starting in the guard, a senior, 5'10", number 13, David Winfrey. Starting the guard, a senior, 6'2", number 21, Deere Jenkins. At a guard, a senior, 5'11", number 23, Terrence Vaughn. And a forward, 6'1", senior, Chris Jacobs. And starting at center, 6'2", senior, number 15, Carl Farrell. The Red Raiders of Uniontown. And now let's bring out the starting five for Harrisburg. Head coach Kurt Smallwood, assistants Wes Baer, Don Ross, Joe Proctor, Jamal Jones, Jason Lester, and Alfred Cloud. Here is the starting five for the Cougars. Starting in the guard, wearing number 5, 5'10", sophomore, Clarence Sinkler. At a guard, 6'6", senior, number 14, Lawrence Ham. At a forward, a 6'1" junior, number 15, Danny Lansdana. And a forward, number 24, 6'5" junior, Kamar Hall. And starting in a guard, wearing number 4, 5'11" senior, Alfonso Burnett, the Cougars of Harrisburg High. Your championship officials tonight are Jeff Smith, Greg Dura, and Bob Bennett. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd ask you please rise for the presentation of our country's colors, being presented by the color guard representing 941st Air Force Junior ROTC. They're from Menary and Center High School. They are cadets Kathy Levan, Ben Eisenhart, Tyler Bennett, and Amanda Batter. They're under the command of Senior Master Sergeant Bartlett. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we honor America with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner, to be sung tonight by Bell Vernon Area High School Junior, Miss Stephanie Trilly. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please remain quiet until she completes her performance. Ladies and gentlemen. our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We are delighted at PCN to bring you exclusive live coverage of the boys Quad A state championship game. The final time we will see a championship game of this caliber held here at the Hershey Park Arena, the 25th and final state tournament here. The building's not closing, but we're moving on down the street to the new Giant Center. But what a matchup here. Five for both. I think the height advantage for Harrisburg is going to be really key in this game. Lawrence Ham and Kamar Hall, are they going to be able to dominate the glass? And I'll tell you, Alfonso Burnett, a dynamic player. Terrence Vaughn's, if he starts raining threes, Uniontown's going to get their crowd into it, and they're in the whole way.
Terrence Vaughn's averaging 18.9 points a game, Jenkins at 13.8, and Jacobs at 11.8. Those three are going to have to carry the load tonight. Again, the great distributor on the other side, Alfonso Burnett, and we're underway.
To Burnett. So Harrisburg will go to work. Sinkler. Long three by Sinkler, and the rebound taken away by Farrell. He was way up high.
Uniontown comes back very quickly. They'll attack with a dribble.
In the corner, Jenkins missed it. Rebound tip, and the Cougars come out of there with it. Lansana. Intercepted. They stood right in front by Vaughns on a pass intended for Burnett.
Straight up man-to-man by Harrisburg coming back. Uniontown very, very quick. And again, they play a great stingy man-to-man defense we talked about.
From the foul line, Farrell missed it. Rebound, followed good by Jacobs.
Offensive glass, such a key in any championship game.
Long pass to Hall out of bounds.
And respecting the possession, something else is very important in the game, too, as Burnett throws away the first pass for Harrisburg.
There's Kirk Smallwood, head coach of Harrisburg. Cougars will go full court defensively. But this is a senior-laden lineup for Uniontown. There's little they haven't seen.
Two guys that have had experience here, and not a good one. They want to get a better one in there. It's going to be a good start for them. 5-0.
Jenkins deep in the corner for three. Here's Hall. They're going to get something done. Brought the ball down. It's Jenkins. One man. Rebound by Winfrey.
You might want to get a timeout here. I think if you're Kirk Smallwood, he's going to let it up to his senior, though, to try to take care of things.
Hall works and draws. Traveled with it before the contact.
I think Kirk Smallwood calls timeout right here. He's going to try to weather the storm. What's happened is the big men are bringing the ball down, and Uniontown using their quickness. When that ball comes down, you get a lot smaller in a hurry. They've knocked it away and also benefited from the turnover right there on the walk.
4 turnovers against the Cougars here early. Driving through is Winfrey, and he is bumped by Sinkler. That'll be his first.
Well, at least for the moment, we talked about quickness to start the game. You want to talk about quickness? Uniontown is the quicker team here in the opening moments. They are coming hard to the basket as well.
Jeff Bellamy Hunter and Stephen Jones quickly to the table for Harrisburg. Both were huge in the Eastern Final win against McCaskey.
David Winfrey at the line for two.
He's got 3 points now. 8-0 Uniontown. Lansana and Sinkler will leave.
You can see how they held Newcastle to 11 points at the half. This defense swarms like crazy out of that man-to-man.
And they're running what basically is what, a 3-4 guard offense. They all can handle the ball so well. They all really can jump.
So again, every time you put the ball on the floor in there, they got 4 guys conversion like
missed it, rebound, battles for, and it goes out of bounds to the Cougars.
Kirk Smallwood sitting over there thinking about whether to call the timeout. He wants to try to let his seniors work things out here for him.
They came in as a 5th place team from District 3. Knocked off the District 1 champ, Chester, the District 4 champ, Williams. Portis, Burnett knifes in.
See what Burnett does? He has his head up the whole way looking for all the options, and at the end slices through 2 defenders and lays it in nicely. He gets Harrisburg on the board for the first time tonight. But love the quick passing from Uniontown. They really do a nice job slashing at you with the basketball, reversing the ball quickly, and looking for opportunities.
Getting it down for Jacobs. It'll turn around, and it's a foul on Jacobs. That'll be his first.
What Jenkins did is he kind of threw himself back into the man who was standing on the backside. We'll see it again right here. He tries to make a little drop step. You see him pushing back. That's an offensive foul. First foul on him. Number 33, Chris Jacobs.
Here's Burnett with the ball, and you really are impressed with this game coming in.
Oh, I like his game a lot, especially in the half court.
Bam from the corner. Missed it short, and we got a foul over the back on Jeff Bellamy Hunter of Harrisburg.
Tell you what, Uniontown is fundamentally extremely sound. Watch this, great box out by Uniontown. You're going to see it right here as number 23, Terrence Vaughn does a wonderful job of getting between the man and the basketball, and that's what you're supposed to do defensively, and draws the foul.
Harrisburg will show full court defense. But again, these guys were here 2 years ago as sophomores. Little phases them anymore. Winfrey. And each one can handle the ball. Here's Vaughns with it. Gonna throw Leaner up, missed it short, and Hall high for the rebound. The ball is tipped and saved by Jones.
Nice job by Jones to run that one down and anticipate. Again, their experience 2 years ago was not a good one as they got bombed by Chester. Nice backdoor.
To Burnett and the foul.
Nice backdoor that time. They drew the defense in, and then Burnett came off the win. We'll see it again. Pass goes to the middle, then a backdoor to Burnett, who tries to put it up strong. It's knocked down.
Burnett came in averaging 14.5 points per game. He's a 68% foul shooter. We've got our first timeout, and we've got an opportunity to visit with Mike Conte. Mike?
I want to touch on something Gary mentioned just a moment ago. This group of 5 for Uniontown, Winfrey, Vaughns, Jenkins, Jacobs, and Farrell. 2 years ago, they came here as sophomores. They played Chester in the state final and got cranked, 73-48. Uniontown staying in the same hotel I am. And the one thing I noticed last night and this morning, being around the team a little bit, they are an enormously mature squad. They have a very business-like attitude when it comes to this game. Their last experience here in Hershey was anything but positive. They are very determined and very business-like in their approach to correcting that this time around.
Dave Shuck, the head coach of Uniontown, very animated.
I'll tell you, when Dave Shuck stands up and looks down on you, you get a little bit cowardly. I mean, he's a big man.
He's about, what, 6'7"?
Yeah,
6'6"?
It's bad when a guy can stand up and put his arms around the whole team.
Burnett, bang.
Burnett for the year, a 68% free throw shooter. This guy makes so many good decisions. Watch the eyes. I've said so many times during this tournament, and I guess it becomes old after a while, Jeff, but the better your eyes, the smaller the court becomes. This guy's got the best eyes in the court, I think, as he drains second foul shot, pulls his team back to within 5. A lot of people thought that Harrisburg was equally as quick as Uniontown. I don't think that's the case. I think Harrisburg's a step slower than Uniontown. They are very, very fast.
Here's Vaughns, nice, Given.
Came off a little bit of a stack set that time, curled off to the middle and then dumped it high-low. Beautiful play by Uniontown.
Wide open for the jumper is Bellamy Hunter. That's off the rail, and it comes back to Uniontown, and they'll push it. Coming to Jenkins, high off the window, and a charging call against Jenkins.
We can get that again. What you'll see from Jenkins, he let the ball go early. If he'd have taken it in a little bit better, maybe pull up for it. Watch this. He'll let the ball go early. Now he's helpless. He's in the air. Great job by Harrisburg of taking the charge.
What, just the body language of Dave Shuck, the head coach of Uniontown. He is a perfectionist, and he demands maximum effort.
Lauren's hand, by the way, took that last charge. Nice job.
Ham really is. He was saddled with foul trouble in the Eastern Final.
Nice back. Quick passing is the name of the game for Uniontown.
Jenkins for three, looking for a bounce, didn't get it, but Jacobs followed. Hall cleans it off, and then throws it. Well, Jones saved it to Burnett.
Watch this.
Bellamy Hunter flies in for his first field goal.
And what we said about Burnett, he plays the game on his terms. He makes sure that he controls the ball with his eyes. You saw that when he delivers the pass.
Reach in on Jones, that's his first. 11-8 our score, and good action here in the opening.
Let's take a look at that last play. Watch this. Here in the foul, just reach it across the body. Both players, nice sportsmanship there, tapping each other, saying, hey, we're playing hard, not trying to, let's go. Straight man-to-man.
Cutting his Vaughn to the basket for his first two.
Good concepts here by Uniontown. Just good weak side cutting, good passing. Economical offense, you might call it, as they're just doing everything sharply.
Vaughn's came in, averaging 18. Here's Bellamy Hunter on the drive, and he is hit on the way through.
Tell you what, if you go wandering into that lane tonight against the Red Raiders, you better have some purpose in mind, because there are about 10 hands going after the ball once you get in the middle. They do a great job of converging on the basketball.
Into the game comes Kevin McGee.
Uniontown goes about 7 deep. Harrisburg goes into their lineup about 8 deep.
Brandon Duncan. Burnett, give and go to Hall.
Burnett makes everybody around them better. Look at that pass. Pinpoint. Hall catches a great pass and puts it away.
13-10. This game played at a crisp level here in the opening 8.
This is sharp.
Vaughn's deep in the corner. Left it off the front of the rim, and Jones has position for the rebound. Here come the silver and black on the run with Burnett.
The eyes always up.
Bellamy Hunter drives through, and that's charging. Good position down there by Dave Winfrey.
They have as good a position in the lane as any team I've seen in a long time. Watch this. Drive to the lane. It looks like it's open. All of a sudden, wham. You got a bunch of people standing there waiting, taking the charge. That's unselfish team defensive basketball.
Second on Jeff Bellamy Hunter. 2:21 left in the first quarter, so Kirk Smallwood's going to have to go to his bench fairly soon.
13-10 Uniontown, 2:15 to go.
Here's Vaughn's going to work. Jackknifes it in off the window. Wow, is he something?
Vaughn's ever so quick, as you said, averaged 18.9 points a game. Here's Burnett coming back.
Down low to Hall, and foul. They're going to hit Kevin McGee with that, 6'2" senior. Boy, he is built like a defensive end.
Man. Tell you what, you're playing this game, you better be able to up your game about 20 miles an hour. These two teams are on high octane tonight.
Lawrence Polk into the game for Bellamy Hunter. He wears number 13. Give and go to Burnett, to Hall, 2.
Well, that was just perfect. Backdoor by Burnett, and then backhands it off to Hall for the easy layup. Just good offensive basketball and defensive basketball we're seeing here this season. This is an outstanding game.
He just wheeled it right around.
15-12. Uniontown leads, 1:43 to go in the quarter.
Rebound Jacobs. It's tough in there. Look at how ferocious that is right at the end line, and it goes back to Harrisburg. Well, you stick your hand in there.
They might only stand 6'3", Uniontown, but I'll tell you, it's war on the boards. Guys are playing about 6'7" up above the rim, and that ball is being kept live in the glass. Look at this. No place for the weak of heart.
Jacobs really working in there. Number 33 for Uniontown.
Want to make some new friends tonight. Hold on to the basketball for about 3 seconds. Here comes a trap at half court. Look to beat this with a pass. Want to swing the basketball, you're wide open.
Burnett for three, left it short. Jones has the follow, no. Polk is in battling. Oh, Ham. It's Ham.
Nice job by Lawrence Ham. 3 offensive rebounds to finish it off. They pulled it within 1.
It's a tip drill in there, 15-14 the score.
Teams love to play offensive volleyball on the glass.
McKee lost the handle. Here's the Cougars now. This is what they want. Burnett, give it up. Polk drives through. Blocked by Uniontown. I didn't see who got it. Might have been Bonds. And it goes back to Uniontown, and that is a bad empty trip for the Cougars.
Even though Burnett did not get the layup. Watch this. He brings a man to him, gets a wide open layup. And nice block coming back for Uniontown. Good hustling defense by Brandon Duncan.
From behind. That's great hustle defensively. Coming up, really trailing the play, not giving up on it. Jenkins in the corner.
Just a nice soft touch with the outside by Dier Jenkins. Got a little bit of a flying elbow, but he's got a nice soft touch with that wrist lifted up in the air. Trap at half court.
Coming up on the final 20 seconds of the quarter. Ball working hard. In deep. Rebound. McKee.
Uniontown holding their own on the glass. 10 seconds to go. You need to get that ball in the basket quicker. Here we go. 6 seconds. Running out of time.
Here comes Bonds. They clear out. Drives and scores at the buzzer. Terrence Bonds gives Uniontown a 19-14 lead at the end of 1.
Wow, take a look at this. Flying through, good no call by the referee. Bonds goes in, lays it off the glass. A 5-point lead for Uniontown at the end of quarter 1, as we're seeing an outstanding game to close the old house.
These officials are going to let them bump a little bit. And let's check in with Mike Conti, who I'm not sure can hear us. He's over in the Uniontown section.
Barely, Jed, but I think this is a pretty good start for Uniontown because we got their crowd in the game. Remember, we mentioned at the top of the show, this kind of had a home court feel for Harrisburg because they played here so many times this year, but both sides of the house have been very, very vocal. One interesting thing about Uniontown, what they did this year by not losing to a team in Pennsylvania was even more special because of how strong the WPIAA was this year. But they are battle-tested here in the playoffs. 2 3-point wins, one over Pittsburgh Central Catholic in the second round and one over Erie Cathedral Prep in the third round. This is a team that has faced a lot of adversity in getting here, very similar to Harrisburg. Jed.
About a 4-hour ride to get here, and here's where Uniontown is. We'll put that up for you so you get a perspective. We will here momentarily as they go into Jacobs, and he is fouled.
Well, the intriguing matchup here for me is Burnett against Jenkins, and that time they inverted and put Jenkins down and low to go up against Burnett. As you see, Uniontown Area High School down there in the southwestern part of the state.
Harrisburg foul number 4. Alfonso Burnett, his first.
First foul on Burnett on the post up inside and going back to the free throw line. Number 33, Chris Jacobs.
Jacobs, a senior, 6'1". Rattles home the front end.
A little bit of a push shot here from Jacobs. Watch, it doesn't quite get it up to the L. It kind of brings it up a little bit from the chest.
Ham high for the rebound.
It's an unusual shot, but 1,100 points in his career.
Jones skipping it in for Hall, tipped out of bounds by Jenkins of Uniontown, so Harrisburg will get it out. Chance to get something here off the set piece. Look at the stack area by the foul line where Burnett and Hall separate into the game. Buckner, here's Hall into the lane.
Big body in there with Hall. He just moved some people out of the way and laid it in. 20 to 16. Uniontown lead cut the floor.
Anthony Buckner, number 10. He's the defender for Harrisburg. In the corner, Jenkins rattles out. Here comes Burnett. Got a whistle and a foul. It's on Jacobs. His second personal foul.
I like the job the officials are doing in this game tonight. They're calling quick whistles, and yet at the same time, they're allowing the guys to play. They're really keeping the game under good control, but they're allowing the speed and the eloquence of this game to play itself out. There you see Dave Shuck.
On the right of your screen. He's the big guy in there.
Little tough love over there, I got to tell you. I mean, he keeps these guys under control, and he remembers 2 years ago when they lost. He does not want to see something like that happen again. I'll guarantee you tonight, that's not going to happen. This team's in the ballgame, him and Peeps.
He had his game face on for our PCN crew. We wanted to get a comment, and he goes, talk to me afterwards. Not right now.
Their coach
He
is
was ready to go.
They don't want to be bothered on game day. Look at the wide spread here. You're trying to get a little bit of room to slash.
Right against Jones. Well, I got one to my left here. You were just like that on game day. Senior.
I had a tendency to be a little bit like that. 15 years ago today it was, in fact.
You had a pretty short leash. It's time to tee it up. Got a whistle away from the ball and a foul clearing out, I think, McKee for Uniontown.
McLeod, take a look at him. He's a pretty strong guy. Now watch this. McLeod comes on through, and look at that elbow flying out there a little bit. He says, can't let that go. And again, the officials doing a great job in this game of keeping it under control.
Uniontown foul number 53, Kevin McLeod. His second.
So Buckner will go to the line, and that puts them into the 1-on-1. 17 foul against Uniontown.
Shooting 1+1.
For McKee, that's his second foul for Uniontown. Going to the line is Buckner, a 42% foul shooter, and you would have notified the rotation he had after a good look at it. His first point, 20-19.
Nice look here. You always look to see if the eyes are on the rim. See Buckner stepping in again. Watch the eyes. Eyes stay right there the whole time. Pretty good look, but it rattled out.
Farrell high for the rebound of Vaughns.
Back to 1 point. No one leaving this game early.
Jenkins, another long three, and that was almost tipped in by Buckner, and finally Ham corrals it.
Starting to see a little bit of the Harrisburg size take it over the inside. They're limiting to one shot.
Burnett rebounds.
To shield away the defender, came up on the other side and laid it in, and Harrisburg with their first lead.
Timeout, Uniontown. They'll take a full timeout. 21-20 with 6:25 left here in the second quarter. Delighted to be bringing you this coverage here, and let's have a look at Burnett flying to the goal, Gary.
And what you can do a lot of time to get the defender away is shield him off by going under the basket, use the basket to help you, and then touch it nicely off the glass, and nothing but cord. Here it is again. Look at this. Flying through the air, switch around, shield the man away, touch it in. The first lead of the night for Harrisburg at 6:25 of the second quarter.
Harrisburg came out as a fifth-place team, and there's where they are. Right in the state capital, Dauphin County. They're about 20 minutes or so from the Hershey Park Arena. This is their fourth game that they have played here this year. And 141 cable systems representing 2.9 million homes and 9 million state residents. That's tonight's television audience for the 2002 PIAA basketball finals. Final game of the weekend here. Driving through using the glass is Farrell, a little too strong, and there's Jones with a rebound. Burnett gets a bounce pass for Ham. Make that haul, and it goes out of bounds.
Burnett tried to, I think, throw that ball a little bit too much in traffic, and he realized he comes back, and Kurt Swalwood puts his palms down and says, ease it up a little bit there, young man. One matchup here, Burnett.
Jacobs fouled on the way up. He'll shoot two. That's the 16th foul against Harrisburg in this first half.
Clarence Sigler getting back into the game.
Second foul against Jones. Dan Lansana set to check back in for the Cougars along with Sinkler. They were on the starting grid for the Cougars who lead by one as Jacobs goes to the line to shoot two. Jacobs with 3 points for Uniontown.
Then you notice that elbow never quite gets to the L that we talk about. We really want to set it and get that elbow directly under the wrist. It's kind of up to an obtuse angle there a little bit. There Dave Shuck is on the right-hand side. He's coaching his last game at Uniontown, so this is a special one tonight. You say you're coaching like there's no tomorrow? He is. There is no tomorrow as far as coaching for Dave Shuck.
Jacobs with 4 points, and we're right back where we started, 21-21. Sinkler going to try a long three. Ham follows, too hot. Jacobs rebounds. Cougars with a couple of really good looks in close. Couldn't finish. Here's Jacobs working on Lansana. And wow, he's been a tower of strength. Throws the ball now to Burnett.
Yeah, Ham's really starting to control the glass well.
Burnett turned to go. Let him see Burnett. He's just going to pop out of the clouds.
But I think the referee's going to overrule here.
Walk down the line.
Official got down and said, hey, I thought I had a man touch it out. And the other referee said, no, not the way it is. The official did. Nice call. Put a little more pressure in the backcourt now as Harrisburg. Terrence Vaughn, you talk about battle testing. Here's one that is. Good no call there. That was not backcourt. All three things were not over. The feet, the body, and the ball. Nice curl move.
Big block gets into Burnett and a foul. That actually might be a decent foul on Brandon Duncan because Burnett was about to create a real momentum swinging odd man rush the other way.
What we're seeing in the second quarter is the emergence of this guy, Lawrence Ham, who has really risen up like a tower of power on the inside for Harrisburg, and it's the reason they've been able to knock this game at 21-21.
Because the big guys were filling the lanes, as you can see on the replay there. Burnett to the line, a 68% foul shooter. He has just been sensational in this postseason run for Harrisburg, knocking off 3 district champions along the way to the Eastern title.
The thing you got to like about Burnett is you never see him change expressions. He's businesslike. He's out there every night with a suitcase. He's getting the job done. And that's the kind of leader you want on the floor. He really emulates, I think, Kirk Smallwood, who's also very, very even-keeled. You don't see him get upset very often. There he is on the right-hand side of your screen, the gray sweater.
Harrisburg beat Newcastle back here in 1998. That's their only state championship.
68-48 in the big game in 1998. You talk about a clinic that night. Harrisburg put it on.
They had a great point guard in Andre Henry that evening, and Burnett is the equal to him.
Great opposite pass.
And a nice finish by Farrell. I mean, Farrell put that up there strong.
A wonderful pass opposite. You recognize the double team, threw it opposite. Good, solid basketball.
Burnett going to try a long 3. Ham looking to work the glass, left it long, Lansana hard again.
All you saw was Gray going shoulder to shoulder on the offensive glass as no one boxed out that time. Lansana finishes it off.
Here comes Jacobs, bounce pass ahead for Farrell. And we're going to whistle before the pass. This is going to go against Harrisburg.
Push out front.
Foul on Harrisburg, number 15, Danny
Lansana. His first foul on him, 17th foul, so that'll put Jacobs to the line to shoot the 1-on-1.
Jacobs 2 of 4 from the line so far tonight. 3 of 5.
Chris Jacobs to the line, he'll shoot 1 more.
That's his 3rd point. Ham and Buckner leave. Bellamy Hunter comes back.
Alongside of him is Kamar Hall.
So 4:23 remaining here as you take a look at Chris Jacobs, 11 points per game. He's got 4 now, tied at 25.
Hall at the free throw line, 4 of 6.
Biggest lead is 8. That was the 8-0 sprint to the start that Uniontown had. Tipped. Hello.
Speed is unbelievable. Both teams. David Winfrey almost running in here and doing a broadcast with us.
Checking back in for the Red Raiders, number 21.
It was a 9-0 first half lead. Run out for Uniontown. George Zurich and Paul Goodemo keep the books for us all weekend. They're great. Get a lot of the background information statistically.
Little zone look here from Uniontown now. Middle looks to be wide open.
There's the turnover to Vaughns. 1-on-2. Oh, what a steal by Buckner.
Watch this. Ball distribution coming up. Oh,
and another
great steal.
And it's Winfrey for the easy 2. Wow.
Great steal by Burnett. Great steal by Jacobs, and Winfrey finishes it off a 2-point lead for Uniontown with 3:50 to go.
I mean, if you look away even for a quarter second, ball's out. Give and go to Lansana.
There again, Burnett drives in the middle, pulls the men up off the baseline, dumps it to Lansana for the easy bucket. He makes it so easy for the other players around him.
Great game so far, isn't it?
Oh, it's unbelievable. This is the way you want to see basketball played.
Pushing for position. I think that foul's on Burnett. He got sealed off. That's his 2nd.
For Harrisburg, fouls on number 4.
You got to kind of get your breath every few seconds here in this game. I mean, it's just like a whirlwind going up and down the court.
Calmest guy in the building's Kirk Smallwood.
Now, Kurt sits over there and he says, you know, Kurt's famous for his summer league, the Kirk Smallwood Summer League here in Harrisburg. A lot of teams come here to test themselves in the summer. It's become a real proving ground for basketball fanatics.
Jacobs rattles in the front end. He's got 5, and Uniontown back on the lead by 1. There's Kirk Smallwood. It's the third game.
Kurt says, oh, just another state championship game. We were here in '98. You know, it's not that big a deal.
You wouldn't know what his hand looked like. He just poker face, missed the second, all high for the rebound.
Tell you what, good people out there. Dave Shuck, a tough disciplinary. Kirk Smallwood, good people. Here you have a zone press. You're going to have the middle wide open on this. You're going to have to try to reverse the ball quickly, hit the middle, and throw opposite, and stolen again.
There's that angle again, right? There's Vaughns in the middle of it. Throws it on the run. Oh, what a score. That's a score that can do that.
Kind of an excuse me shot there. I think I'll pass, maybe I'll shoot. He puts it up and drops it down. Harrisburg had a little problem the other night against McCaskey when they threw up a zone, and they're seeing it right here. 2 turnovers in a row. 3.
And Kirk Smallwood wants to talk it over. 30-27, Uniontown leads by 3. We catch our breath with 2:52 left here in the second quarter.
Dave Shuck with a brilliant move here. He's normally known for his man-to-man, but he switches up the zone right here. And the other night when McCaskey drew close at halftime within 2 points to Lancaster, to Harrisburg, they did it with a zone, and that's what Dave Shuck's doing right now.
Let's take a look at how great the defense is. Look at that play by Burnett.
Watch this. Burnett gets it picked off on the other end again by number 33, Jacobs.
Oh, that's
Look
great.
at this. And then finishes it off on the other end. Winfrey.
Not only that, but just the presence of mind to be able to know that somebody is out there, and they get the easy 2.
And you're talking about the grade A ball handler. Look at this again.
Here's Vaughns. You were saying he's kind of caught halfway on what to do.
Yeah, kind of an excuse me shot, but you talk about great presence and balance. There you have it, and Vaughn's a rare type of athlete that can do that.
Dave Shuck, there he is, the silver-haired gentleman standing tall. And he's not subtle, Gary. You know where he stands, I think, in the huddle.
No, I think it's fairly clear. When he gets in there, you can see him breathing a little fire, and I'll tell you what, he has no problem getting eye contact. I mean, he's got people standing right there. By the way, a game of turnovers, 13 turnovers for Harrisburg so far, 13 Uniontown points all that. Listen to this number, 5 turnovers for Uniontown, no Harrisburg points in transition so far. Huge number.
Nice deny by Jones. Yeah, that is a huge number. And really, with Harrisburg, they're lucky to be down 3 with that number in play that you just talked about.
Yeah, 13-0 in transition. That's where Harrisburg usually lives. And tonight, the tables have been turned on.
I'm impressed with Uniontown's work on the glass. Here's Vaughns working, blocked by Hall, controlled by Jones. Gets it away. Here's Bellamy Hunter with it. Spinning around from 10, left it short, battling, and here's Vaughns.
Bad decision that time by Hall. Said Hall, check
Bellamy
that.
Hunter.
Yeah, Bellamy Hunter.
Here's Jones on the steal. He's got Burnett to his right. Burnett, and he has it stripped again by Winfrey. Long outlet ahead for Jenkins.
Tell you what, you won't see Burnett strip like that twice during the year and twice in the last 2 minutes. You've seen it. Here again's his zone press. They need to bring a middleman higher.
Jones, give it up for Hall. He's having trouble down there. They get all those hands, then Ham finds it and scores.
I'm going to tell you something I saw the other night against McCaskey, and it's a problem that Harrisburg has. When they have a zone or a zone trap, they don't bring their middleman high enough. He's in too low. He's down toward the baseline. They need to have him as a pressure release out high, and so far it's killing them right now. 4 turnovers in the last 5 possessions.
32-29, Uniontown on the lead. Final minute and a half of what has been a sensational first 16 minutes. Jacobs driving in. I think he's going to get fouled. I think it's Bellamy Hunter. If it is, it's his 3rd.
There it is. It is going to be Bellamy Hunter. And watch this. Uniontown just drives at you so hard. They make you have to play them defensively. You can see Burnett pleading a little bit of a case for the official out there. He's saying, hey, you know, a lot of little hands down there slapping on the arms. Keep an eye out, will you please?
Anthony Buckner is going to come back on for Harrisburg. Buckner, a pocket rocket at 5'8". Jacobs been living at the line here in this first half. 6 points for him.
Strangely enough, all at the line so far.
He's 6 for 8 from the free throw line here in the first half. Castle out to the 4-point lead with 1 more at the stripe remaining for Jacobs. What, they went to Las Vegas to get their only loss this year?
Yeah, they went out there and lost to Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. Tell you got to go out around the rest of the country to find your only loss. You might be a pretty good team here in the state of Pennsylvania. Here's that traffic, and now see what? Nobody's in the middle. See how the middle's wide open? You got to get a man higher, and that's why they're getting the ball stolen. There you go.
But they were late getting it to Ham, and I'll tell you, Uniontown has just closed up the passing lanes. They have a lot more speed than people give them credit for coming in here.
You've got to have your middle man up toward the top of the key in order to be a pressure release, and Uniontown's doing a great job exploiting that so far.
Jacobs falls down. Jones somehow gets it to Burnett. 3 on 3, give it up for Ham, and he can't hang on. Just a tad low on the bounce pass.
And you see Burnett coming back and pointing to his head and saying, it's my fault. And you often say to the point guard, if there's a bad pass thrown, it's your fault, because it's your job to know whose hands you're throwing it into. If you throw a great pass, there better be a great set of hands ready to catch it.
I think that's a great point you bring up, and it's something we've talked about over the years. The point guard not only has to know his own strengths and weaknesses, but everybody around him on both ends of the floor.
Play to your strengths, play away from your weaknesses, and that's exactly right. Now we're going into a little delay game. The Clemson Tiger Paws, double high post, and you're just going to see these guys looking for a little back cut, chance to drive around the edge of these double stacks at the top of the key.
And a foul on Jones will put Jacobs to the line. That's the 10th team foul, and it's the double bonus here. For Jones, that's his third. 3 on Jones, 3 on Jeff Bellamy Hunter, so foul trouble eating into the depth that Kirk Smallwood has at his disposal on that Cougar bench.
Exactly right, and those are the kind of fouls you really don't need to have right there, 40 feet away from the basket.
He'll have to massage some minutes in that third quarter a little bit with his bench. There's Kirk, he's sitting back, you wouldn't even know it. Front end is good. 8 for 10 for Jacobs from the line. All 8 of his points at the line here in the first half.
They get a little bit of an unorthodox style here, but Jacobs is a solid shooter, and he keeps that elbow directly to the basket every time. Watch this. That one a little short. 6-point lead for Harrisburg. Now they need a little momentum going. 25 seconds to go. There again, now watch. They get that man at the high post. You don't see it. It's too low. That's why they're not having anybody that can pass to. Look at this. Way too low. So you have to always pass to a guard, and you're getting this happen to you a lot.
Here's Sickler.
Where's the high post? There's the low post.
Yeah, and they took it away again and lost it out of bounds. 7 seconds.
Uniontown is countering the size of Harrisburg on the inside with unbelievable quickness so far, and that's what's keeping them out in the lead. 7 seconds to go. You can't bring the ball down against this Uniontown team. They're too well schooled defensively.
Sickler deep in the corner, missed it. Vaughns, good if it goes, off the side of the backboard. Whew. Wow. That was good stuff. We've come to the end of the first half of play with our score. Uniontown 35, Harrisburg 29. First half highlights. Gary will sit down with PIAA Executive Director Brad Cashman. Third quarter action as well. Pennsylvania's Championship Network closing with an exclamation point here on Championship Weekend. Back with more at Hershey after this.
You're watching live coverage of boys PIAA Championship basketball exclusively on PCN. Pennsylvania's
membership includes most of the public and many private high schools in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. The PIAA develops and enforces rules which are authorized by the member schools to regulate interscholastic athletic competition. The PIAA was formed in 1913 by a group of high school principals to establish uniform rules, eliminate abuses, and place interscholastic athletics in the overall context of secondary education. The purposes of the PIAA are defined in Article 2 of its Constitution. They are to organize, develop, and direct an interscholastic athletic program which will promote, protect, and conserve the health and physical welfare of all participants, to formulate and maintain policies that will safeguard the educational values of interscholastic athletics and cultivate the high ideals of good sportsmanship, and to promote uniformity of standards in all interscholastic athletic competition. The PIAA believes that the student athlete is best served by a system which emphasizes the amateur, educational, and character-building aspects of high school sports, a system which recognizes that athletics is not the driving force, but rather that students are in school primarily to obtain an education. The membership of the PIAA consists of approximately 1,300 schools, divided almost equally between senior high schools and junior high middle schools. Of that membership, approximately 150 are private schools. Nearly 250,000 students participate in interscholastic athletics under the PIAA each year, placing Pennsylvania 7th in the United States for the 1997-98 school year. The four major areas in which the PIAA currently operates are the following: establishment and enforcement of rules governing the eligibility of high school athletes to participate in interscholastic athletics. These include rules for academic performance, attendance requirements, transfer students, pre-participation physical evaluations, age, and amateur status. Organizing and operating 27 post-regular season playoffs and championships in 10 girls sports, and 31 post-regular season playoffs and championships in 11 boys sports. Adopting the playing rules for each sport under its jurisdiction, with the exception of bowling, golf, girls lacrosse, rifle, and tennis. All other playing rules adopted by the PIAA are published by the National Federation of State High School Associations, of which the PIAA has been a member since 1925. Registering and training officials to officiate at contests in which the PIAA member schools participate. Nearly 13,000 officials are currently registered with the PIAA. The PIAA's principal source of revenue is the sale of tickets to its playoffs and championships. Gate receipts enable the PIAA to operate without taxpayer financing. The PIAA also provides services to its members on a day-to-day basis through its headquarters in Upper Allen Township, Cumberland County, near Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. The PIAA assists member schools and families by providing the student-athlete with opportunities for achievement.
Hello, and welcome to the Pennsylvania Cable Network. We're delighted to join with you in celebrating high school athletics in the Commonwealth. Everything that we do here at PCN, from our daily coverage of the General Assembly to programs exploring manufacturing, from carriage of significant Pennsylvania events to our satellite distribution across the state, all of this is made possible by Pennsylvania cable television companies which carry our network on their channel lineup. Often at PCN, we'll list the names and service areas of local cable TV providers. These are the community-minded companies which voluntarily pay a monthly fee to cover network programming and operating costs. PCN receives no state funding. We are supported instead through the generosity of cable systems which make PCN available to their subscribers. In watching high school sports on PCN, we hope you'll remember the commitment of Pennsylvania cable television companies. They're the ones that make this network and today's programming possible.
Homework Help on PCN is a live 2-hour interactive call-in program for students in grades 1 through 12.
You gotta get your homework done. This is the show to watch.
State-certified teachers will work through math and science questions with students.
When two things are written side by side, what does it mean? Divide. So what I do to one side, I do to the other, and you're home free.
Homework Help on PCN airs throughout the school year on Sundays, live at 5 p.m. Tours, books, and profiles. Every Sunday night on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. At 8, PCN tours Pennsylvania manufacturers and museums. At 9, PA Books, interviews with authors on Pennsylvania topics. And at 10, PCN profiles prominent Pennsylvanians. Check PCN's website for this week's tour, book, and profile. June is a championship month on the Pennsylvania Cable Network, state leader in scholastic sports programming. Don't miss PCN's exclusive coverage of boys volleyball, high school girls spring soccer finals, and all state title games in softball and baseball. It's a complete month of gold medal contests on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. All championships air on PCN without commercial interruption. Celebrate the end of the school year on PCN with the best sports teams in the Commonwealth. When you're looking for high school state champions, turn to PCN, Pennsylvania's championship network. PCN's exclusive coverage of boys PIAA championship basketball continues on PCN, Pennsylvania's championship network.
Welcome back to Hershey Park Arena, the final PIAA state game in here. We're at halftime where Uniontown leads Harrisburg 35-29 in the boys 4A PIAA state basketball championship. You can see the numbers on the screen. Very close so far as is the game. 46% for Harrisburg, 43% for Uniontown, 71% for the free throw line for Uniontown, 10 of 14, 5 of 6 for Harrisburg at 83%. The big number so far, really, the transition buckets. 16 turnovers in the first half for Harrisburg resulted in 15 points for Uniontown to none for Harrisburg off 7 turnovers for Uniontown. That indeed is the dividing point here at halftime. Let's take a look at some of the halftime highlights, as this was a scintillating first half here in the final game in the old building known as the Hershey Park Arena. Here you see Chris Jacobs from Uniontown. Quickness, great shooting from the outside, pulling up, going up with the inside, grabbing it, putting it back up for a good stick back. And then you'll see Uniontown again as Carl Farrell is going to play a very nice give and go right here as he catches the ball. There it is, underneath, into the basket, touches it off the glass and home for 2. Harrisburg comes back though. Bellamy Hunter, Jeff Bellamy Hunter coming to the basket off a great pass for Burnett. In, up, comes underneath, lays it in nicely off the glass. And then Kamar Hall is going to make a great low post move here. Again, off a pass from Burnett. Look at this. Perfect catch in the hands. And again, puts it away nicely. 35-29 here at halftime. An outstanding game where Uniontown is leading Harrisburg by 6 points. And with me, 2 esteemed gentlemen, the retired CEO of Hershey Entertainment and Resort Company, Bruce McKinney, who's got a history of this place. It's unbelievable. And Bruce Cashman, the executive director of the PIAA. And both you guys are sitting here right now. I think memories are kind of floating through this whole place tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bruce, you know, when people think of Hershey Park Arena a lot of times, the first thing that comes to mind, were you here when Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points? Were you here when Wilt scored 100?
No, I was not one of the 400,000 people who allegedly were here that night. No, I was not.
You didn't come over on the Mayflower either,
I did.
right?
No,
Okay.
I did. What a great night it was, though.
But you know, you have a nice plaque up here, Wilt Chamberlain, and now we have a historical marker outside as well. And certainly, you know, a lot of people remember it for that purpose, but there are ghosts wafting through these rafters everywhere. Brad, you've seen a lot of them come in over the years. We can remember all kinds of wonderful players who played here in these games.
Oh, there have been some great ones. We're really pleased with the fact that we've had some great players go through this building and through this tournament and then go on to great college and NBA careers. We also have to give credit to the girls athletes as well. We've had some outstanding female basketball players who have played in championship games, won or lost, didn't matter, went on to great college careers, and we had some that even went into the WNBA. So we're very pleased with this.
And you look at, you know, for both of you, moving over to the Giants Center next year, Bruce, I know that was a dream of yours. Brad,
absolutely.
A chance to make the transition. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I'll tell you, this is an historic building. It's just been an avalanche of memories that have come over all of us, but moving over that new building, I think it's just going to be a great new experience, and we'll start over there and never forget what happened here.
Brad, a chance to start new memories next year.
We're going to build a new experience beginning next year in the new building. I tell you what, we're bringing this one to a dramatic close tonight. This is a classic game. Next year, we'll start off the same thing.
1 half to go, guys. Great talking to you. We're looking forward to getting back to the second half, and thanks so much.
You're welcome.
And we're getting ready to start the second half. Harrisburg will have the ball. They're down by 6 here at the half. Uniontown up by 6. A great first half, and again, thanks to Bruce McKinney and Brad Cashman, 2 outstanding gentlemen who've had so much of a part in the history here at Hershey Park Arena as we get ready to start the second half. And Jed Donahue picks it up again. Harrisburg has the basketball.
What adjustments will these coaches make? Burnett goes out of bounds. What do you think that Harrisburg needs to do, Gary?
I think the biggest thing they need to do, if they're going to continue to see a zone half-court trap, they need to bring that middle man higher. As the traps are occurring in the corner, the middle man's too low, there's no pressure release. If they can get the ball to the middle, they can reverse it to the other side or to the baseline. For Uniontown, keep doing much of the same. Crisp passing, good sharp defense. They've really used their quickness inside to counter the big man for Harrisburg. Now a timeout on the side.
And Bonds has to get a quick timeout.
Dave Shuck almost got himself a technical right there as he got right in the official's face. I think talking to one of his players.
Yeah, I was talking to David Winfrey there.
Yeah, the official stepped back very quickly and said, what? He said, no, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to one of my players.
Well, you've done a nice job doing the trafficking here at halftime with all the interviews. And J. Bruce McKinney, the longtime CEO of Hershey Entertainment and Resort Company. I mean, this is a closing an era tonight.
Kurt Smallwood Jr., I think. There he is. He's kind of just looking things over. Not really, but he's just very calm about the whole thing here. I don't know, you know, it looks like a pretty good game, but hey, maybe I'm going to have some ice cream when I get home tonight. I don't know if we can get Dave Shuck at any of the timeouts, but you know, this guy's a wonderful guy to watch. Very stern, kind of out of the old school. And again, coaching his last game here tonight, he remembers what it was like 2 years ago. I think he's coaching this one. You know, when you're coaching your last game, I mean, there's something to it. Especially when you're coaching at Uniontown, a school that has such storied history.
6-point lead for the Red Raiders. Driving through and a foul on Lansana. Uniontown is a lot quicker than I think Harrisburg thought.
I think they're quicker than Harrisburg is too, and Uniontown is putting the ball on the floor and coming right at Harrisburg every time. And I'm telling you what, they may only stand 6'3" as the tallest guys, but they're playing much bigger, and Harrisburg's big guys are bringing the ball down and getting it stripped a lot in the lane.
Vaughn's 91% at the line. Boom.
Vaughn points to the ceiling and says, thank you very much upstairs. Vaughn will get a second shot. Now this one's almost automatic. There you go. Little shooter's roll.
8-point lead. They led 9-0 to start the game. That's the largest lead for either team. And Hall is having all kinds of problems when that ball goes below his waist.
I never thought that I would say this, but there's a team making Harrisburg play faster than they can play. They try to go to the high-low, and they try to make it happen too quickly. And Uniontown has made Harrisburg play a little quicker than I think they're equipped to play at the moment. Ooh, ankle.
Sinclair loses it. They push it forward to Winfrey. One man to beat. Burnett got the lay-in. Their largest lead of 10 at 39-29.
Clarence Sinclair hurt his ankle in that last play.
Long three. Sinclair off the front foot. And here comes Uniontown on a mini run to start the third quarter. Only a minute in.
This game has such quick runs. I'd say 10 points is normally danger time, but in this game, maybe not so.
In the corner, a missed three by Winfrey.
That would have been huge.
Make that Jenkins. Here comes Burnett. Burnett deals for Ham. Boy, another good play by Winfrey to cut the lane off. They are just hustling after every lane.
Yeah, this is a yeoman effort tonight by this Uniontown team. The other night they held Newcastle to 11 points at halftime. You can now see how they did it. They hustle back and retreat on defense and recover as good as any team I've seen in a long time out of man-to-man.
Buckner returns for Harrisburg, and Jeff Bellamy Hunter, who just handled the ball to Buckner. Bellamy Hunter is really fast, and he can create into Ham all the way and good, and draws the foul.
Bellamy Hunter with a nice job of creating that play as he got the ball inside to Ham, who hesitated at the foul line, then slid down the middle. Watch, Hunter sees him. Here comes Ham, lays it up, manages not to get a charge on the play and gets fouled instead.
Second on Terrence Vaughns
You see it
of
from
Uniontown.
a different angle. Nice finish by Ham, and again, to stay out of the way of getting the charging foul.
That's one of the rare open looks down low, though, for the Cougars in this game.
It's tough to get isolated down in there because this team really flocks to the ball very, very well. Now, a 1-2-1-1 trap coming back by Harrisburg. They're trying to turn up the heat a little bit on Uniontown. Problem is, Uniontown passes the ball so well ahead that you're going to pay a price if they start looking at the basket.
Again, their ball handling skills are just fabulous.
Problem is, you got Ham way outside. He's got quickness against height.
Vaughns deep in the corner, left it short. Ham high into the sky for the rebound. Big trip for the Cougars, early third. Burnett flying through.
Talk about your spin. A little 360 spin going to the basket at a time on the pivot foot. Throws it away.
So here comes this run for the Cougars. They go in a quick 5-0 run out. And a 10-point lead is now a 5
Watch
for
his
Uniontown.
spin. He plants the foot, spin, and up. Nice touch off the glass. Big time play. Please do not try this at home.
Stepped out of bounds. It goes back to Uniontown.
Harrisburg trying to pick up the defensive pressure full court against Uniontown. 5 unanswered points. It was 39-29 a moment ago. And as we said, runs in this game will happen with ferocity. Here's a 1-2-1-1 trap again. Charge.
Great position by Bellamy Hunter. He was looking at his fourth foul of those feet weren't planted.
Chest to chest is the way you draw the foul. This is unselfish basketball. Take the side. Bellamy Hunter was on his way down already. He might get a little Oscar on that one come Monday, but tonight he gets a charge.
Third foul on Chris Jacobs. Oscars tomorrow, Gary.
Oh, they are tomorrow. That's right. Well, by Monday we'll have it.
Buckner leaves it. Bellamy Hunter in the corner. And Ham cleans it off.
Well, picked back off there, and the touch went off to Buckner, and then to Ham eventually.
The 3-point lead for Uniontown, and Bellamy Hunter is being a big spark plug off that Harrisburg bench. There to tip it out of bounds. They really missed him at times in that first half. He was saddled with foul trouble. There's Kirk Smallwood. Inbound Vaughns, and he draws the foul. Buckner got him, giving up about 5 inches that time.
Harrisburg,
only
with
about 3.
Harrisburg with a run of 7 in a row. This has been a game of quick runs and no free layups in this game.
Buckner with his first. Vaughns to the line.
Vaughn so solid at the line. The 91% free throw shooter we talked about before. 2 for 2 so far tonight.
Came in averaging 18.9 points per game. He's got 10 on the night, looking for number 11.
So 2 for 2, actually 2 for 4, make that 3 for 5 now.
Ham's got another rebound. Back on an even number. Hall into the photographers right at courtside. Hall is really feeling pressure that may or may not be there. They have really gotten into his head somewhat.
Well, he's trying to catch the ball in a lot more traffic tonight than he's used to seeing, and that's a bounce pass. And the bounce pass is a slower kind of pass coming up. You've got to be ready to pick it up. Sometimes you have to take on a short hopper like a shortstop. And Hall just is not able to pick it up. Here you go. He got 2-on-1.
Give it up to Vaughns to the left hand. Wow, is that good?
You won't see a better attack of the press ever. That's just crisp passing. 4 passes and they're in for a layup, Uniontown. Trap in the corner. Got a man opposite.
Ball, good if it goes. Draws the foul.
Have to understand that when you have a trap in the near side corner, that if you reverse the ball, there's going to be no one opposite. Harrisburg got a man wide open. Look right here. Off to his left, there's a man coming right down, and there's no player over there guarding.
23, Terrence Vaughn, his third.
Third on Terrence Vaughn. 3 on Vaughn, 3 on Jacobs. Jenkins and Farrell leave. And back on is going to be McKee and also Duncan for Uniontown.
Uniontown trapping in the corner every time. Good move. Here's the wide open man on the far side.
Blocked on the way by. Burnett just a little late on the trigger.
Problem for Harrisburg, they really have not hit an outside shot yet tonight. They're not shooting the ball well outside. Their points are coming off basically inside shots, second efforts on the boards all night long.
42-36. Here's Jacobs going to work on Buckner. Has a size advantage. It rattled out and he fouled over the back. Pretty good position by Buckner. He was weathering some undertow in there.
Fouls on Jacobs, and it's going to be his 4th. Good inside position by Buckner. He boxes out, goes up, over the back is Jacobs.
So they have to bring Farrell back. Jacobs will have to sit 4:30-26 rather in this third quarter. And they're going to have to sit him for a while.
Looks like it's back to the zone now. And again, you need to see if they come higher with that man. Instead, they go low and go strong. If you can get that pass to the corner against the zone, then you can stay low. If you can't, if they trap you high, you've got to bring that man up higher as a pressure release.
Lamar Hall with his 8th point. Here comes Farrell. Comes out. Farrell follows his own miss. Now the ball is on the deck. Oh, wow. He hit his back of his head on the floor. Let's go down to Mike Conte, who's down that way. Mike?
Yeah, absolutely right, Jed. He did. He hit it right on the back of his head. He's fine, though. The trainer went out to take a look. Here you see it again. And the hard contact after he put it back up here. Right on the back of his head is where he fell. But it looks like he's okay. Ouch. Back to you.
You didn't see it, but Burnett, who was a little guy down underneath there, he tripped over, Burnett went over and shook hands with him and said, "You okay?" Good sportsmanship in this game. 2 teams really going at it. Glad we get a breather every now and then in this game. It's just absolute speed up and down the court for these 2 squads.
But these 2 teams have played under control.
Here's Jenkins back into the game. He'll give Terrence Vaughn a quick breather.
Reynolds out. McKee battling. Duncan keeps it alive. Who's going to get it? Wow. And a foul.
Foul's on McLean.
So McKee picks up his 3rd off that bench. McKee has 3. Jacobs with 4.
That's his 3rd personal foul. Team's 5th.
Here we go. Burnett with the basketball. Again, that half-court trap. Now watch. So you need that high post man, and again, they have problems when they don't have men.
Keep it going for Hall. Oh, that was not the prettiest looking possession, but it's effective, and they're back to within 2.
I don't think that's how Kirk Smallwood drew it up, but it works out anyway. Here it comes.
Long outlet to Farrell. Oh, by Hall. Whoa! Out of nowhere, out of the clouds.
The defensive play of the night by Kamar Hall to save an easy layup. Look at this. Looks like it's a clean layup coming in from nowhere. Kamar Hall with a clean block out of bounds to save a clean layup.
How does he not foul? Because he did it with his left hand on the way by.
That's right. Came across with his left hand instead of swooping with his body across with the right hand.
Kind of sideswiped at it. Long 3, Jenkins short. Hall rebounds. He's beginning to find his rhythm. Here's Burnett keying the break. Give it up. Bellamy Hunter follows.
Once again, it's Burnett bringing the defensive man to him and then dishing off. The 1-2-1-1 press coming back by Harrisburg High.
Tied at 42. Hunter tipped from behind. The ball is on the floor. Hunter keeps it alive.
Right now, Uniontown trying to weather a little storm cooked up by Harrisburg as they're flurrying with that 1-2-1-1 press.
Open Jenkins. Rattles out. Rebound. Jacobs. Strong. Blocked by Ham. Controlled by Ham.
Big time defense by the big men of Harrisburg right now.
Harrisburg looking for the lead, and Burnett fired up, put a little too much on the pass.
Here's where you want your point guard to make sure he makes good decisions and not let emotion take over intelligence.
Here comes the storyline of this game. A 2:50 left here in the third. Lawrence Polk set to check in for the Cougars. McLee gets it in.
That's 21 turnovers, by the way, for Harrisburg. Look at this. Harrisburg swarming all over the place.
McLee. Give and go to Jacobs. Missed the layup. Rebound. Comes for Hall.
Uniontown kids are hearing footsteps to the inside as Harrisburg's big men have stepped up.
Here's Buckner. Ball on the deck. That arrow's going to be pointing at Uniontown as they call the jump ball. Kind of a stalemate is a better way of looking at it.
Both teams are really rushing their offense at the moment, and here Harrisburg rushes the offense. The ball just lost out of Buckner's hands and rolled toward the post. They lose on the possession arrow, and it goes back over to Uniontown.
You almost get this feeling that they want to make a big play to get their crowd involved. They know that there's this excitement in the building.
Yeah, they can both feel it, you know, and that's one of the things you have to fight when you're in this place. You can feel the crowd when it gets behind you and you have momentum running on your side. So it's a great point, Jed. What you have to do is you have to fight that feeling with intelligence and doing the right things.
Here's McLee.
It's interesting right now that Uniontown's resting 2 of their better kids on the bench, and they've really got some subs into the game.
Duncan. Didn't really get a good look. Here's Polk. Dish off Burnett. Give and go Hall!
Yeah, Burnett drew the 2 defenders to him. Once he had him there, he dishes the Hall. Timeout, Uniontown.
Harrisburg leads for the first time since it was 25-23 in the middle of the second quarter as they lead by 2. And here's where Burnett is brilliant on the break.
See, he brings 2 defenders to him. He goes long enough to make sure they commit. And once he sees you commit, he makes the easy pass.
Here's the play again, and vision.
So you watch the baseline man commit. The baseline man should have stayed home there. 1 man was already on Burnett. Instead, 2 came to him. The moment that happened, Burnett went right over to the open man for the layup.
Caps an 8-0 run by the Cougars. To Mike Ponte we go. Mike?
Just a quick injury note, Jed. Earlier this quarter, Clarence Sinkler turned his right ankle. He came out of the game. He has not yet returned. However, his trainer took a look at him. He's fine. He's trying to stretch out that ankle as best he can on the sideline. But so far, as you can see, his presence has not been necessary. Back to you.
I think Dave Shuck is going to get Terrence Vaughns and Chris Jacob back in here to try to restore some order for Uniontown. Those 2 guys really make them go. And I saw Vaughns already report up to the table. I don't think I've seen Jacobs come back.
Can't do it. He's got 4 fouls.
Exactly.
He's got 2:05 in the third. He's got to ice him until the 4th.
But you can get Vaughns back in, and that's exactly what Dave Shuck did during the timeout.
Here's the finish by Bellamy Hunter. Just follows his own miss. Kind of a tip drill.
Well, just as the zone hit Harrisburg the first half, the 1-2-1-1 zone has really hurt Uniontown here, and we see it again.
Boy, this not the same since Jacobs left the floor. They're just out of whack right now as they step out of bounds with McLee. And Harrisburg is only led by 2 in this game. We said in the second quarter, 25-23.
The reason they're out of whack is they're lacking patience against the zone trap. They're trying to play faster than they should.
Here's Bellamy Hunter, put it on the floor, and it goes out of bounds off of Hall. Back to Uniontown.
So what does Shuck do? He says, I'm a little bit of foul problems. I'll go back to the zone, trap the corners. That's where Harrisburg went bad at the end of the first half. They go bad right here with another turnover.
23 turnovers against the Cougars. They break the
2-on-1.
press. McLeay, give and go for Farrell. Has a block, controlled by Polk. Steps and travels.
See, both teams giving it back to each other right now. Kamar Hall with a great defensive play down. He's risen up big this quarter. But Harrisburg shooting themselves in the foot then on the conversion. 24 turnovers in the game. Hey, what I don't know how you have anything left in the tank for the fourth quarter in this game.
Oh, I think the crowd will make sure of that. Driving his Bonds, little runner off the right hand. Ball is on the floor again. Now what? Got a foul. It's on the Cougars. Might be looking at Bellamy Hunter. If they are, that's his 4th.
For Harrisburg.
Well, here's short, but again, the ball's up there. 3 guys go up at the wrong time. Great rebound on the inside by number 53, Kevin McLeay, and gets fouled on the play going back up. 4th foul on Stephen Jones. Well, you talked about the pace. We're about to see, I think, 2 players have not been in this game yet for Harrisburg, but one for this final 130. One of the things you have to,
for sure, and now it's Ham. Okay.
One of the things you have to remember when you're operating in the offensive end, it's always better to be a little late, never early on offense. And both these teams are coming real early every time down. The reason that Harrisburg has 24 turnovers thus far.
That's the second. McLeay, though, did get his first point, brought them back to within 1.
That patience way along. Here's that zone again. They need a high post man.
Long 3 in the corner by Buckner. Ham is there with a follow, tips it back up and in. Ham with 13.
Not really the way you want to do it, but if you can live on the offensive glass, and Harrisburg's strong there, put it back like that. They're not doing anything outside, but they're getting the offensive rebounds. Hand-to-man defense at half court by Harrisburg. Nice
Ball
defense
in
there.
front. Here comes Burnett.
He's in control.
Give it up. Buckner to the left hand. Missed it. And the trees are there for Uniontown. A foul on Uniontown.
David Winfrey's going to get nailed for the foul.
Well, if you're Uniontown and get hit with a foul, Winfrey's got him to give. That's only his first.
There you see it again. Coming down, and Winfrey is going to hack right here on the arm as the ball was controlled by Buckner.
55 seconds left here in this third quarter of play.
Swing the ball against this zone, looking baseline, back out top, good steal by Uniontown.
Winfrey there to get it, now takes it back up for the maroon and white. Long 3, Bonds scores!
There was never any question on that. Bonds was just moving forward, caught it and said, thank you very much, positive bucks in the basket. Here's a half-court trap again, we need the high post.
Ham drives through, uses the glass. Nice fundamentals, he has 15.
Ham floated into the high post that time and just kept on going, much the same as Vaughn did a moment ago, but finished off on the inside instead of the outside. Harrisburg by 2, 48-46, under 15 seconds to go.
Long 3 by Jenkins, rolled out. Hall's got the rebound. 8 seconds in the quarter. Comes Burnett, got a foul, but they call it charging and they wave the basket off.
Such a tough call, and if Winfrey got underneath there, he did a great thing. They think he slid underneath. Let's watch it carefully. It's a tough call to make. Watch Winfrey. Winfrey doesn't. Well, look at him turn in. Tell you what, you make the call. You make the call. Turn his shoulder in and watch this. It should be chest to chest. He moved under. If I'm the official, I'm calling that he moves under that time. I'll tell you what, this game, though, he doesn't get the opportunity we have looking at it a second time, so you got to make that bang-bang call right there.
Here they go. 2 seconds to go. Good, and it goes off the side. Timeout on the floor. Whoa. We have 8 minutes to decide the final championship of the weekend. It's the boys' Quad A title tilt exclusively here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Delighted to bring you coverage, and it's state history in the making here. The 2002 PIAA Basketball Championships televised across the Commonwealth on the state leader for scholastic sports programming, PCN, the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Let's swing down the aisle and join Mike Conti. Mike?
Well, I'll tell you, it's been a lot of fun sitting here on the sideline observing the 2 coaches in tonight's game. For Harrisburg, Kirk Smallwood, the picture of calm, very reserved. I don't think he stood up once, as a matter of fact. He doesn't scream and yell. He's kind of a quiet figure, and he's a very calming presence on his team. Then we swing over to the Uniontown huddle. David Shuck looks like he's about to pop an artery here. I mean, he's been very, very active the entire night. Keep in mind, again, as Gary mentioned, this is his last game. He's one very animated fellow, has no trouble getting his team's attention as Shuck prepares to retire. By the way, his career winning percentage in 11 years, 744. That's just slightly under what Gary Sutton had as a coach, I think.
Well, he was 228 and 79, a little bit better than my high school days, and that was a comment I've seen Dave Shuck all night as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. 19-11 that quarter for Harrisburg. The big men in the 1-2-1-1 press were the name of that quarter for the Cougars.
8,459 the attendance here in the arena for the doubleheader. 29,241 for the doubleheaders over the weekend.
And listen to this number: 26 turnovers for Harrisburg, 20 Uniontown points off that, 11 turnovers for Uniontown, none for Harrisburg. Still a huge number.
Ball with another block of Farrell. Here's Buckner keying the break from the foul line. Missed it short. And here comes Winfrey.
2-on-1.
Takes it all the way, and another block by Hall. Wow, he's been an X-man back there. Back the other way, Bellamy Hunter explodes, throws a wild shot. Ham is there for a putback.
Wonder how Harrisburg has been able to get it done tonight. Right there. 12 points off offensive rebounds. Here comes Burnett.
On the steal. And a charge on Burnett, and that's his fourth foul now with 7:13 left.
Not a smart play by Burnett. This is bad. He goes up in the air. He's going to be helpless. Great steal. Watch this. He wants to finish too quickly. They've called this all night. Again, the shoulder's in. But again, they're going to call the charge. Watch this again. When you go up in the air, you are helpless. You've got to pull up for the shot. It looks bad. The referee calls it. And you're going to see Burnett going out of the game.
Stephen Jones is in. Not quite. Buckner's going out. He's going with his horse right now.
He's interesting
decision. He's going to roll him.
Counting on the smarts of the senior. Watch a post-up next time down against Burnett.
Be interested to see what Uniontown does to try and pick up that fifth foul on Burnett.
By the way, there's a foul right there.
Give it up to Ham. Jam.
Great conversion. First conversion bucket all night for Harrisburg for 2 points. 20-2 in conversion points.
Chris Jacobs, he's back in, number 33 for Uniontown, playing with 4 fouls. Burnett's got 4. The other way, here's Jacobs driving baseline. Ball is lost, Hall controls. Here's Burnett. He has to slow it down.
Ham and Hall have really stood tall here in the second half, the big men. Now, here's where you need the high post. You can see Ham up much higher than he was before. Look at this. Now watch, it's wide open.
Jones barely kept that alive. They get it to Ham from the foul line.
Good! There's the adjustment for the first half. The man at the high post wide open and buries the shot.
Big trip here for Uniontown. Rolls off. Hall another rebound. Ahead to Jones to Burnett. And Burnett will take it now to the high and low. Slow it down. They've got an 8-point lead. Give it up. Hall's got numbers on the other side.
Got to have a timeout if you're Dave Shuck right here. Harrisburg's leaving town on the bus.
He wants one. They haven't seen it yet. Long three, Jenkins, good!
There's the stopper. He saved himself a timeout with a Clara Barton basket. Stop the bleeding. Here's a trap again. You need the high post. There's Ham at the high post again. Look at it right there.
Bellamy Hunter drives for Ham. Back out Jones.
You don't want to turn your back to this defense too often, I'll guarantee you. Now, see how high Ham is? That's where he should have been the first half. Good adjustment.
Here comes Hall. Burnett follows. Burnett, right place, right time for a putback. And it's a 9-point game again. Jenkins going to fire up another 3.
They're trading 3 for 2, 2 times down. Harrisburg get deuces both times. Uniontown answers with 3s.
15 for Jenkins. Back-to-back home run bombs to keep Uniontown, keep the pulse going. Timeout, Harrisburg. Wow. 58-52, 5:01 left.
Just when you thought Uniontown was getting drilled out of the arena, they come down and bury 2 straight 3s that save them. The 3 is a great equalizer. Take a look at this.
Lawrence Ham has had a big second half, and there's the finish.
The only conversion basket all night off a steal by Harrisburg. Now here's the one that saved it. 10-point lead by Harrisburg. You're going to watch Jenkins rise up, pulls it back to 7 and saves a timeout for Dave Shuck.
And then he came back and hit another one. Let's go down to Mike Conti right now.
I don't think it's possible to do justice to the energy level in this building right now on all sides of the arena. The sound is just deafening, and these two teams are really feeding off the emotion of this crowd. Certainly as loud as I've heard this building all weekend. For the Uniontown fans who made the 4-hour trip over from Franklin County, or not Franklin County, Fayette County, to be here tonight, they have certainly gotten their money's worth. But it's difficult to do justice to just how noisy this building is right now.
8,459 watching a epic tonight in boys quad A, and here's more Harrisburg Ham now showing he can go to the outside.
We saw that high post look in the second half against the zone. It's been good to Harrisburg as they made the adjustment at halftime. Kirk Smallwood saw what I saw at half and moved that man a little bit higher to be a pressure release. Here again, you need him high. Back up high again. That middle man serves as the pressure release. Now you're just keeping the ball live outside. Comes the trap.
Here's Burnett playing with 4 fouls, giving up Hall on the baseline. And the rebound follow. Hall tips it, making Ham on the tip. Ham with 18 in the second half.
Pair of H's, Ham and Hall, they have been so big here in the third and fourth quarter. The big men have risen up for Harrisburg, and that's been the decisive factor in the game thus far.
Cougars lead by 8. They won a state championship in 1998 for Uniontown. You got to go way back. Here's Jenkins in the corner. Good again! Oh, my goodness. On fire.
Jenkins, 3 threes in the last 2 minutes. An unbelievable stretch. 5-point lead for Harrisburg as they again attack this zone trap at half.
That's 3 straight 3-for-2 type of exchanges.
There he is.
Here's Ham again from 16. That's short. Jones battles, keeps it alive to Buckner, and stepping out is Winfrey. It'll go back to the Cougars.
Just a torrid pace right now. The 3s answered on the other end by Jenkins to the 2s by Harrisburg down here as they attack the zone trap.
When it comes for Hall. They spread the floor to kind of stretch out Burnett, didn't they? Who's got 4 fouls. A little bit. Was that part of the reasoning?
Absolutely. You're looking right here. Here's Burnett. Oh, he missed his man coming down the lane of Ham.
Pass was right there, went right through the wickets to Uniontown. Jacobs, Vaughns, he's going to take it off the dribble, drives through, and it's blocked out of bounds. Uniontown will save the possession.
You wonder how you offset if you're Harrisburg tonight, 20-2 in conversion points, 43-19 on the boards. Harrisburg leads, 43-19 rebounds.
Uniontown did pretty good early, but it's caught up with them here in the second half.
Harrisburg's dominated the second half totally.
Here's Jenkins again. He's on fire. That's 4 in a row. This one's only a 2, though.
Great set piece with the baseline screen. Jenkins comes off. Nothing in his mind, but Barron, he has pulled his team back to 3 points with a 3-point shot.
He's at 11 points in 4 Uniontown trips.
Harrisburg needs to find Ham in the middle. There he is.
And goes to work on Darius Burnett. Pull up, pop, bang.
Boy, this is where your big players have to rise up at big moments. Good play by Ham to find the open man. Burnett sliding in the left side.
Sensational action here in the fourth quarter.
Middle man so important when you attack that press. Here's a steal. 2-on-1.
Burnett has Jones on his right. He'll just pull up from the foul line. Left it long. And a foul on Jones. And he's gone. That's his 5th.
Great job there by Winfrey of getting back and buying time for his teammates. See him, he stayed off. He did not go out and commit himself to Burnett, so Burnett could not pass the ball off to Jones going in.
So a big guy for them, and it's the 1-on-1 the other way, and it'll bring Duncan to the line, who's come off the bench to see significant minutes tonight for the Red Raiders.
If you were going to pick a guy you wanted to put at the line at this point in the game, Duncan has not seen it all night long.
There you look at him. What a spot. Down by 5. 62-57. 2:46 left. Jed Donahue, Gary Sutton, Mike Conti. Delighted to be bringing you live coverage here from the Hershey Park Arena.
62-57. Harrisburg leads. 2:46 to go, and the biggest foul shot was Duncan's career.
He's up to the task with his first point on the front end. Each team now into the bonus, 16 fouls against Uniontown, 7 against Harrisburg.
Short.
Comes to Buckner. And they lose it out of bounds. Bellamy Hunter ran it over.
Came right over top of his own man that time as they were both hustling down the floor. Kirk Smallwood wants timeout.
Good time to talk things over. Well, Gary, let's go inside the huddles right now as we head down the stretch. Let's go to Kirk Smallwood, who wanted to talk things over, initiated this conversation. What's he doing?
I think Kirk Smallwood's going to play straight up man-to-man right now. You have got to make sure you get in the face of Jenkins. He has been pure death for them so far with a three-point shot. On the other side, I think if you're Dave Shuck, you want to make sure you get a great shot out of this possession. You'll see some kind of screen for Jenkins or a quick slash to the basket, I think, by Terrence Vaughn. Big thing that you want to do at the moment, though, if you're Kirk Smallwood, is make sure that you're boxing out, limiting to one shot. Every possession now gets magnified here in the final 2:42. So it becomes a coach's ball game. They will call more timeouts here. And speaking of the timeout situation, 1 full left for Uniontown, 1:30 and 1 full left for Harrisburg. So they have to economize on what they're going to do with the timeouts here in the last 2:42. It's going to be straight man-to-man, though. You don't want any seams to step into for the jump shooters.
There you look high at top. Final PIAA playoff game here at the Hershey Park Arena. Is driving his Winfrey all the way and scores.
Winfrey says, thank you very much. I know one Mr. Burnett is on me. He's got 4 fouls, and I'll go to the basket hard. Now here's his own trap at half court.
They're back. Yep. Down by 2.
Out high again comes Ham.
Let's throw it away. Chance to tie or go ahead with a 3. Pierre Jenkins has been the story. He's been their hot shooter. Vaughns. Now they work Jacobs. Throws it up off the glass. No. Tip. And Hall's got the rebound for Harrisburg. Jacobs goes flying.
2 minutes and counting under now. 2-point lead for Harrisburg. We're going to try to spread the floor. Get away from those traps. Great defense here by Uniontown. There's a skip pass.
Ball is tipped by Jenkins out of bounds.
Poor Burnett went down. Nice job running over there by Pierre Jenkins to help him up. I like the sportsmanship the whole way.
These two teams are just flat getting after it here for a state championship. Let's visit with Mike Conti right now. Mike?
Gary touched on a moment ago is going to be probably a factor here in the final 143, and that is timeout usage. Both coaches in their huddles right now, I'm sure, are emphasizing that to their team. The last thing you want to do is waste a timeout here in a part of the game where you really need them. One interesting note, something that we talked about at the top of the show, since we went to the 4-class system in 1984, a West team has won the Quad A final only twice. Erie Prep in 1993 did it, and Ringgold in 1995. Hard to believe the East domination in Quad A boys. Uniontown trying to give the West their 3rd Quad A title tonight.
But in the all-time series, a West win tonight and they're even all-time. The West won 18-2 for a while, and now the East is 18-2 heading into tonight.
Timeout situation, 1 full left for Uniontown, 1 full left for Harrisburg, and 1:42 left for the last championship game here in Hershey Park Arena. It's going to be a raucous time.
62-60. Here comes Bellamy Hunter. And let's see. Got a push-off foul. Farrell, his 2nd. Bellamy Hunter to the line to shoot the 1-on-1. Bellamy Hunter, a 61% foul shooter. The Cougars are not exactly a lock at the line.
I would normally say what these 2 shots does is make it a 2-possession game, and it would, but in this game, 2 possessions can disappear in the space of 10 seconds.
So 93 seconds left as Bellamy Hunter steps to the stripe for the biggest 2 free throws, or the first front end of his career.
Nice stroke. 93 seconds to go. You want to put your team up 2 possessions. And what you want to do is get the other team now in a situation where they have to match you possession for possession and then cover up the rebound if they miss. For Uniontown, they want to be ready to come back on the other end and attack the basket again. And again, whoever Burnett is guarding is going to the basket.
Rebound comes away to Burnett.
Now you're in a little controlling situation. You want to run a little clock here if you can. Good job by Ham coming out high to be a pressure release. Again, so important here in the second half. What a great move in the second half to get that man high.
They may have hit Jacobs with his 5th.
There's a guy you did not want to see go out of the game right now if you were Coach Shuck.
5th on Chris Jacobs, and they were up 8 points when he got hit with his 4th foul in the 3rd quarter. The Cougars go on the big run, and Jacobs goes off with 8 points. 6'1" senior.
He and Vaughns went to the bench, and that was when Harrisburg really made their run out of that 1-2-1-1 press, and the two big guys, Hall and Ham, rose up on the boards well and did some great defense as well as some great rebounding for Harrisburg High.
So Bellamy Hunter goes back to the line. He was 1 for 2 on the last time. Last trip, 1:19 remain, 63-60. Harrisburg on the lead, the front end rattles home. That's a big one because it's now a 2-possession game.
Now you want to make it a long possession and a short possession. That means a 3 and a 2. So this foul shot becomes even more important. But for Uniontown, they're going to have the same job either way. They could take a deuce or a 3, and they got plenty of time to do it. 1:19.
No problem at all for Bellamy Hunter, who's got 6 off the Harrisburg bench. Look at this Duncan. Vaughn's going to drive through and draws the foul. So he'll get a chance to cut into this lead with a clock stopped with 1:12 remaining.
So that's what you wanted if you're Dave Shuck. Stop the clock, give my team a chance to score. A good head and shoulders fake there, a little stutter step before Vaughn went to the basket. And Vaughn's, again, the guy you want at the line if you're Uniontown, 91% free throw shooter. He's going to get 2 of them right here.
90% foul shooter on the year. Just the guy you want up there.
Oh, yeah, just absolutely pure. There you saw the first move. It's like, why bother?
Charles Sinkler back. He turned an ankle early third quarter. We haven't seen him until now. What a spot with 1:12 left in regulation.
2 nice strokes there from Vaughns. Senior keeping him in. Great game for him so far.
Back to
down again. 1-3-1. They're really trying to wait for that half-court trap again. Again, you need Ham high. He's being fronted.
Hall. Ball is tipped. Ham keeps it alive for Burnett.
You got to think there's like 8 guys out there from Uniontown right now.
Ham, ball is stolen away. Uniontown gets it back.
47 seconds to go. You're down 3 points of your Uniontown. You can take 2 or 3 here. 2 possessions or, 2 or 1.
Boy, they're moving awful tentatively for being down 3 as we head to 35 seconds left.
There he goes.
Here comes Winfrey, got fouled on the way by. He'll go to the line. And that may be 5 on Burnett. Yes, it is. What a turn of events this is.
They knew that Burnett had 4, and I said, whoever Burnett is guarding, they're going to take to the basket. We see it right here.
What a career coming to a close as he goes to the bench. And actually, Terrence Vaughns goes over to pat him. He is just a warrior.
Now, I think what's going to happen here, Kurt Smallwood is going to let them wait a little bit at the line. He wants to make sure he ices the man Winfrey as long as he can.
He gets, what, about 30 seconds to make the decision?
Yeah, and I think he well may call a timeout here momentarily because his team just changed character, but I think he'll...
Here comes Anthony Buckner. He's going to come in. Buckner, a 5'8" senior.
He's using just like a timeout right now.
Oh, you don't miss a trick at this point.
No,
Dave Shuck's working his angle over on that Uniontown bench. And now we're going to see the timeout. Let's go to Mike Conti real quick. Mike?
This timeout was called by Uniontown, so they are out of timeouts, I believe. So that makes things rather interesting here in the final 34 seconds. With both teams having a player fouling out now, it'll be interesting to see what happens. This crowd certainly has not lost its energy, though. I've been sitting here on the Uniontown side of the crowd the whole night, and as you can hear now, the Uniontown fans are even booing the Harrisburg cheerleaders. Quite an emotional atmosphere here with a lot on the line. 34 seconds to go for the state title.
So here's the timeout situation. Dave Shuck and Uniontown have none left. On the other side, Kirk Smallwood has the luxury of 1. Now, what he can do with that is if both these shots are made at the free throw line, he can set up a play underneath, which he's going to have to with Burnett out of there just to get the ball in bounds. So he's got 1 full timeout left. Shuck is out of him. Man, we're down to the last 34 seconds. A 3-point game. It can't get any better than this to close the old arena.
Boy, with Burnett fouling out, you almost get the feeling for Uniontown, the goal, if you can't win it, is to get into overtime.
Yeah, exactly right.
Because that's a huge advantage without Buckner into the ball, Burnett rather, into the ball game.
Their goal right here is to find a way to get 3 points for the next 34 seconds, and that's it. If they get 4, they're even better off. Create 2 possessions if you can. There's Burnett on the bench next to Kurt Smallwood. 34 seconds to go. Big free throws coming up here from Winfrey. It's been a long time since he got fouled now. Remember that.
Been almost like 3 or 4 minutes.
This can get a little icy for a free throw shooter. We have to think about it that long.
He's looking into the home crowd on this end. Missed it. Rebound, Hall. He's been a tower of power in there. And a foul. They'll put Bellamy Hunter to the line. The foul is going to go against Jenkins. That's his second.
Bellamy Hunter came up lame on that one as well. He turned an ankle a bit.
19 foul against Uniontown. So everybody in double bonus now the rest of the way.
That timeout gave Winfrey an awful long time to think about those free throws. I go back to that. And when he stepped in there, he did not look like he really wanted to be there for the moment. I got to tell you. Now, if you're Harrisburg, they're saying no fouls. Don't foul. There's 29 seconds to go, but you also want to make sure that you get back quickly and don't let them just come up the court and go in for an easy two-pointer.
Bellamy Hunter, front end, good. He's 3 for his last 3. He's got 8 on the game.
Here you are, back to two-possession game now.
And no timeouts for Uniontown.
Harrisburg's got 1 left. They may use it right here if Bellamy Hunter hits his shot. I'd be surprised if he didn't.
He's 4 for 5 on the game. He's hit his last 3. Harrisburg on the lead at 66-62. The second is no good. The rebound, Vaughns. Here comes Uniontown in a must-have trip. Vaughns flying. Missed the layup. Rebound. Ham, they foul. That is tough with 20 seconds to go. That just bled off the front of the rim.
Into the game for Harrisburg, you're going to see Lawrence Polk come in right now. He pulls him back. Sends it back up. Now for Ham, if he can nail both of these, it makes it a 2-long possession game. It means 2-3. Ham on the year, a 66% free throw shooter. He is 1 out of 1 at the line tonight.
Front end, good. They're in the double bonus, 24 points for Ham.
2-shot foul makes the good free throw shooter great, the bad free throw shooter decent.
They send Bellamy Hunter. He goes over to the bench.
He had that bad ankle, and so they quickly got another man in there for him. That was Lawrence Polk.
He's making a 6-point game.
2 long possessions, 2 3-pointers up. You need 2 quick threes here for Uniontown.
Here comes Vaughns. Slipped at the top of the line, now fires, left it short. Rebound, Hall. And he is fouled, and that should about do it.
Harrisburg high on the verge of winning their second championship in 5 years here at the Hershey Park Arena.
There's a warrior right there, Terrence Vaughns, fouling out.
I'll tell you what, this whole Uniontown team, warriors, these guys are class acts. What an effort here tonight.
It's a shame I have to give out a silver medal at that. So I would just give out 2 and just call it a co-championship.
Exactly.
Great ball game. Great to be here. And a great way to close down the last game here at the Hershey Park Arena. It couldn't have been any better. The script was perfect.
This is a sentence. The exclamation point was here tonight. Puts it away.
How big has this guy been in the second half on both ends of the floor? He's, you know, again, the glass, the rebounding advantage, the height situation, the advantage that Harrisburg had when we talked at the outset. It didn't show early, but in the second half, it's been a really big X factor.
I go back to that block that Hall had when it looked like the easy layup was going in the other end. It was down blocking, and it seemed to surge Harrisburg to a new kind of war on the boards.
Here's Jenkins, who's been unconscious in the fourth quarter, and finally misses. 3 seconds. Harrisburg is going to win their second championship. It's all over.
What a game. What a way to close this beautiful place.
It's just a great ball game right there. There's nothing more you can say. And I know it's bitter for Uniontown. They should be so proud of their effort. They were just brilliant defeat. Their fans are on their feet, the Uniontown fans.
Their concepts, their game plan, Uniontown was absolutely brilliant tonight coming in here. They played bigger than their 6'3" frames. I got to tell you, I haven't seen as crisp a passing team as this in a long time. courageous shooting down the stretch here. We saw it a lot by De'Aaron Jenkins. I mean, this team did everything they could do to win the basketball game.
Look at Jeff Bellamy Hunter. They're helping players through the line.
Well,
I mean, what? They're exhausted. They're hurt. I mean, when's the last time you saw a player get help through the post-game handshake?
You just saw Hart's laid down on the floor here tonight, and this is exactly the kind of game you'd want to see here as the culmination of a wonderful weekend of basketball.
Mike Connie, let's go to you before we set up for the medal ceremony.
Well, tonight we really saw something special. I think that goes without saying. And for Harrisburg, the season has some pretty interesting symmetry. They open their season in this building with an upset win over a team few thought they would beat, Artesia, California, coached by Scott Pera. They end the season in this building with an upset over a team few people thought they would beat, Uniontown. A game effort out of 2 squads tonight, but Harrisburg, who had to come through the play-in round of the District 3 playoffs after losing in this building to Cumberland Valley, a courageous playoff run for them and a courageous game tonight.
Best $8 you can spend to be in here, isn't it? That's the best deal in the state tonight.
This will be a game a lot of people will say years from now they were here to watch this one, and I've got to tell you, we talked tonight about the storyline at the beginning, speed versus speed and height. Well, speed took over early for Uniontown and took them into the second half, and then the height took over along with the speed for Harrisburg with a change over to the zone trap. And the two big guys, Hall and him, controlling the glass, getting it outside. Good adjustments in the second half with that high post man, Ham, who really came up big in the fourth quarter. Harrisburg goes out of here with their second championship in 5 years and the final championship in the Hershey Park Arena's history.
Players are lining up for the medal ceremony. Let's go to Bob Schellenberg.
The results of tonight's game are disappointing, but please don't let this game cloud what was a phenomenal accomplishment this past year. What a year, what a record. 30-2, Western champions, PIAA runner-ups, Uniontown Red Raiders, we salute you. We'd ask that head coach David Schuck please present the medals. We begin with Terrence Vaughns, De'Aaron Jenkins, Chris Jacobs, David Winfrey, Carl Farrell, Kevin McLean, Ricky Wilson, Brandon Duncan, R.J. Sargent, Todd Jackson, Harry Kaufman, James May, Reese Hall, Mark Kemper. Medals for the manager, Kyle Chimko, Josh Thomas, Milanda Wynn, statistician, Tony DiNuno, trainer, Casey Yates, scorekeeper, Calvin Winfrey, hammerman, Jerry Shipko, their superintendent, Dr. Darrell Uphold, assistant coach, Rob Kasparski, assistant coach, Richard Bierbauer, and Red Raider head coach, David Schuck. And now we'd ask that David Winfrey, De'Aaron Jenkins, Terrence Vaughns, and Chris Jacobs, if you'll please come forward. At this time, Mr. Tim O'Malley will present the Uniontown Red Raiders with the 2002 PIAA Quad A runner-up trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, at Uniontown High School, Red Raiders. At this time, Mr. Jim Ellingsworth, the chairman of District 3, will conduct the award ceremony for the 2002 PIAA Quad A champion, Harrisburg High School Cougars. Head coach Kirk Smallwood presenting the medals to Stephen Jones, Alfonso Fonzie Burnett, Clarence Sinkler, Anthony Buckner, Derek Thompson, Chris Cornelius, Lawrence Pope, Lawrence Ham, Danny Lansana, Michael Simpson, Derek Elliott, Garrett Major, Jeff Bellamy Hunter, Omar Hall, Casey Addison, David Collier, their scorekeeper Curtis Robinson, assistant coaches Wes Bear, Don Ross, Joe Proctor, Jason Lester, Jamal Jones, Alfred Cloud, the lady that keeps them running is their trainer, Janet Bound, assistant coach Charles Henderson, and Harrisburg Cougar head coach Kirk Smallwood. And now we'd like the following to please come forward. Harrisburg coach and athletic director, Mr. Kirk Smallwood. Harrisburg High School principal, Evangeline Kimber. Their superintendent, Dr. Gerald Cohn. And the mayor of the city of Harrisburg, the Honorable Stephen Reed. These people very much responsible for the success of Harrisburg High and this basketball team. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2002 PIAA Quad A champions, the Cougars of Harrisburg High.
Well, they've won twice in 4 years now, and this is one of the really big-time programs in the state. And Uniontown took it right to the wall. Uniontown finishes the season, Gary, at 30-2 overall. They were brilliant. This was just a super game.
I love this Uniontown team. You talk about courage, big hearts, playing above themselves. I thought Uniontown could have won this game every bit as easily as Harrisburg did. And I say easily? This was a war tonight, played on high-octane fuel, and we'll talk a little bit more about it, but I know Mike Conti's got some final thoughts here in this old arena tonight.
Well, it really was an honor to be involved in this final day of basketball in Hershey Park Arena. We saw some outstanding games, some great individual performances, and particularly the two boys games today. The AA boys where Bishop Hannon won, and tonight the Quad A boys where Harrisburg won. Two exciting games, two games that really speak volumes for the quality of basketball basketball in Pennsylvania. And guys, it was an honor working with the two best announcers in the state, too, this weekend.
That's nice of you to say, Mike. You were great to work with and right on top of everything down there on the lane. And Gary, great weekend and really an exclamation point to close this building. We'll move to the Giant Center next year. And Harrisburg, they're a local team, so they close out with a glorious moment. One of the really big-time moments in recent Harrisburg High history, since '98 anyway.
Well, I told you, I'm struck by the fact that there's all kinds of memories wafting through this arena right now as we watch the Harrisburg people getting ready to cut down the nets. And we talk about the Giant Center just across the parking lot. What a great segue to get there with a Giant kind of game here tonight. Uniontown representing so much history out of the West. Harrisburg, a team with so much class, fighting their way through the districts on a fifth-place game and making their way into these state playoffs and growing up as they came, and fitting tonight that they should come up here and win a big championship only a few miles away here from Hershey Park Arena. And Jed, great working with you as always this weekend. We hope to do it again. And Mike Conti, super job down there in the sidelines. Jed, your final thoughts.
All right, well, this was a great championship and a great way for it to end. It was a privilege working with the Pennsylvania Cable Network, the WITF production crew I've been working with now for 11 years here at the state championships. Everybody here with the PIAA, Brad Cashman, Melissa Mertz, Dr. Bob Lombardi, Mark Byers, the whole gang. Everybody here at the Hershey Entertainment and Resorts Company who've made it very comfortable to work with as we close the Grand Ole Gal, the final PIAA state championship, and it was one to remember, one for the ages tonight. Harrisburg wins it with a late run, 69-62. And it truly is PCN, Pennsylvania's championship network this weekend. We hope you all enjoyed all 8 games and all of the great coverage. And you can bet PCN will be back for all of the spring stuff coming up. The winter sports season closes with a bang. Harrisburg wins boys quad A 69-62 against Uniontown. For our entire crew here in Hershey, I'm Jed Donahue. Good night, everyone.